Hi. Don't skip yet. I'm here to discuss the Broadcasting Services Regulation Bill, and I promise you care. And there is something you can do about it. Wait till the end of the video. Like an average 20 something, I have a severe content addiction. I would take my content intravenously if I could. I know you must have some variation of this because अभी तुम लोग ये रील देख ही रहा है ना instead of working. And I'm sure you can relate when I say that I don't go to the movie theaters anymore for the content ki talab. Because no matter how alone I am in the theater, it is always like watching the movie with my parents. Because the government will edit the content to make sure it is that way. 2015 में Spectre देख रहा था and Monica Bellucci's kiss with Daniel Craig was cut short. 2016 में I was watching Deadpool and they zoomed into this half flip instead of showing a bullet go through three people's skull. God forbid we watch a movie the way a director intends it to be seen after already restricting the theater access to adults. It is worth noting that such censorship is practiced under the Cinematograph Act, where the Central Board of Film Certification can refuse to grant certification if it is of the opinion that the film or any part of it is against the interests of the sovereignty and integrity of India, the security of the state, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency or morality, or involves defamation or contempt of court or is likely to incite the commission of any offense. Similarly, a 1995 Act implements guidelines for television with a broad series of similar laws, like something can be deemed unworthy of airtime if it has snobbish attitudes towards the portrayal of certain ethnic, linguistic, and regional groups under this act. This is why the internet is great. With correct inputs, you can train your device to tell you ki I am an adult and I can process violence, sex, and or complex political commentary. And more or less, we enjoy watching content like adults, and we are not forced to watch movies like we're watching them with our parents in the hall. Is the difference between push content and pull content. The TV has scheduled programming you have to watch at the time it's showing you on a channel of your choice. Whereas on the internet, you can search what you want to watch on your own time, which gives you better control of when and where you're watching it and who you're watching it with. Getting back to the Act, the 1995 Act is to be replaced, and the new law in town is the Broadcasting Bill. This bill defines broadcasters to include the OTT platforms. So, there's a chance that we would not be able to see much of the content the directors like Anurag Kashyap or Q intend for us to watch on Netflix or Amazon Prime or wherever it is that you get your fix of the content. With FIRs being registered against producers and executives for political content, there is already a fear that studios might not choose projects that shed light on social issues. I will put your mind at ease a little bit. The part of the bill that defines OTT platforms as broadcasters clearly excludes social media intermediaries as defined in the Information Technology Act. But Clause 20, Subclause 2 says that the provisions of this act applicable to OTT broadcasting network operators shall also apply mutatis mutandis, which is Latin for like situation dekh ke or tab jo sahi lagega, to persons referred to the subsection 1. And who does subsection 1 include? Any person who broadcasts news and current affairs programs through an online paper, news portal, website, social media intermediary, or other similar medium, but excluding publishers of newspapers and replica e-papers of such newspapers as part of a systematic business, professional, or commercial activity. So, people like Akash Banerjee or Dhruv Rathi, they have a systematic business. But what about someone like me who doesn't make commercially sustainable money but makes the same content and is still a cloud chaser in the news world or is doing it for the gram? This brings the broadcasters, which could be anyone using the internet regularly to share news, under the threat of inspection by the government. And these inspections will be at the cost of the broadcaster with no prior permission, although it does say they will give reasonable notice. The act also gives powers to the Sarkar to seize and confiscate equipment. Now, I pride myself for having the niche internet micro-celebrity street cred and use a Zoom H1N I bought with my first internship money. There is no clarity that if I start working as an independent journalist, will the government come confiscate my equipment if I told everyone ki Gangadhar hi Shaktiman hai? This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what is wrong with this bill. I didn't include an elaborate explanation because I was worried that if this video was as long as the last one, no one will make it to the call to action bit of this video and I'd feel like an idiot. But the nice people at Internet Freedom Foundation have done a deep dive into this bill. There's a YouTube video of an hour-long breakdown of the bill and an article about the first read of the bill and so on. You can check out all of this content that will help you understand this bill or more on the IFF website. Now, coming to what you and I can do. A public notice attached to this broadcasting bill says any person or stakeholder desirous of sending views, comments, suggestions on the proposed legislation may do so in the prescribed pro forma at Annexure 3 through the email. Don't worry about the deadline there because we checked and like it's been extended to January 15, which is in 3 days. The people at the Internet Freedom Foundation were also nice enough to draft an email in the pro forma. Simply go to letuschill.in, enter your name and email address. If you have an organization that you work with, you can mention that too. And hit the right email button. If you want to know how this bill is likely to affect you as an OTT platform or creator with content on OTT platforms or a news broadcaster, the website has sections explaining the impact for you on this website. There will be an email with a table that provides comments by each clause and tells the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting what are your concerns with this bill. The deadline is 15 January. And remember that when net neutrality was at stake back in 2015, a similar emailing campaign got the telecom authorities to preserve net neutrality with Save the Internet. This can and has worked before. So please, 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 please go to letuschill.in and put in your details and send the email to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. And share this video. Get your friends to do this as well, and then your friends' friends, and then your friends' friends, and then your favorite creators as well. The more people that send this email, the better are our chances of fighting this bill. And also, like, donate to IFF because they make content like this possible by doing research for it and helping produce this video. I am in their office as we speak. Also, check out their Instagram page and some of mine because this is the third video I'm working on with them.